Hello. There's nobody here yet. Oops. I keep forgetting this phone. He'll see that I'm live. Hi, everybody. Well, there's nobody here. Okay. Oh, your screen is dark, baby.
My screen?
Yeah.
You turned it dark, remember?
Yeah, I know. Hey, Bill. Hi, Hoosier. How are you guys? Hey, lurkers. Hey, Beauty. Hi, Jamie. Good. I'm glad to hear it. It is hot today. Hey, Sharon. Hi, Sarah. Yeah, I'm still... The stuff that I got, Sarah, for Shane isn't ready yet. It takes anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. So I'm just getting ready to get the one out for you guys. I have about 5, 6 days left of it. Hey, Jules. Good to see you, too. And Jamie, I got a surprise for you. I'll talk to you later about it. Anyways, Tex is going to call in and we're just going to chit-chat. We already have activity. Hey, Chocobo. Denny and I were... Hey, Lane, how are you? Denny and I were out there fixing that stupid chicken coop. My hands hurt. Anyway, and we could hear this, this humming sound. Okay, it was really strange. And then remember I told you about that coo? Hey, Doodle. Long time no see. And then after that, hey, Tom Paul. And after that, I heard just little noises, and I'm trying to watch the chat and talk at the same time. Anyway, sorry, I get so distracted so easily right now. The dogs were right there next to us. They wouldn't leave our side. In fact, Tank sat right there by Denny, and Bella sat right by me, and they were on alert. So I was like, uh-oh. So I told him, and then we heard coyotes, and I said, come on, time to go in. Besides, I'm late. I told Tex 9 o'clock, and I didn't even get in till a couple minutes after. So how is everybody? Is everybody good? Boy, I miss our night live chats.
Not far from him again.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Martha. Yeah, once all this is done and we've moved back there and everything's running, then I'm going back to the night chats. I will set out my fire and we'll have a fireplace up, not fireplace, fire pit going out there. And I don't know if I won't be able to sit up here. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to sit because this is going to be the back facing the wood line. We're not going to see nothing.
Have to go out the other end.
Oh yeah, the chickens are old enough now. They should be starting to lay eggs pretty soon. So that's why we wanted to get them moved. Oh, it's taken forever, and you guys know me. I get something started, I got to finish it, and I get antsy. Well, I have like 5 things going on at the same time. Hey, Ramona. And hubby's trying very hard to keep up. I'm sure he'd like to hit me over the head with his hat a couple times because I'm just bouncing off walls, but we'll get it done. But I have to remember, I can't be out there for 5, 6 hours in that kind of heat anymore and with not eating. And it's not that I don't have food, it's just I keep forgetting to eat. I'm busy. Oh, yeah. I haven't contacted the new owners of our old house. I've just been too busy. Sarah, I got meds. I got some meds, and I got a doc. I can't read it. Hey, Matt, it happened too fast. What did you say, Sarah? Because I'm sorry. Hey, Patricia. Yeah, I'm sure. How hot is it there, Tom Paul? Hey, Mike. All my favorite people. I love you guys. You're awesome. I miss everybody big time. Now, see that light out there? That is that box I told you about that's got a light in it. Last time Denny turned that thing on, it caught on fire. So, so let's see what happens. Hi, TC. uh, yeah, it's my stomach issues. Yeah, Martha's got a new roof. Yay! My stomach issues come and go. You know, they're long term, or they say the doctor says they're long term. But I kind of, go for a while where I don't have any problems, and then bam, I get sidewinded big time, and I hurt for like. Normally, it was like a month I was down. I mean, I was in bed on the heating pad, couldn't hold any food down, and now it's not that. My stomach hurts really bad. I don't want food, but I made myself some congee with the turmeric in it, and I'm holding that down. And potatoes and congee are really, really good for, when your stomach's bad. But anyway, and you need your meds, and you have a doctor's appointment on Monday. Okay. Hi, Ozark. Try bacon and, I love bacon. Maybe I'll put some bacon in my congee. And I made really, thank you, Miss Jamie. Same for you, sweetie. Okay, so, Sarah, are you saying that you need help financially for your meds? Yeah, Martha's got a new roof. Hey, Pappy. Do you run out? It seems to me that you run out at the end of the month. Hey, Barry, every month, right? Oh, it'll get better, Ozark. But I've got like 5 people, right? And this sounds really bad, and I'm sorry. I'm not complaining. But I have 5 people I'm working one-on-one with for their medicines, and I'm just overloaded. That part's not a big deal because I love doing my research and getting the stuff together. And the only problem is if they don't have the money to get it, and I'm trying to do my tinctures at the same time, get everything set up so I can get those started, because they do take, on the minimum side, they take 4 weeks. And most of mine I let sit a lot longer than that because they're really strong. And if you go online and you buy yourself some of those alcohol or oil tinctures, their percentage is pretty good, and I think they're okay. There's a lot of them. I make mine a lot stronger. So, and uh-oh. Here you go. Here's Tex. Hello.
Hello.
Is that Mr. Tex I hear?
That would be me.
Can everybody hear him? Oh, oops, wait a minute. I turned him down instead of up. Can everybody hear him okay? Say hello, Tex.
Hello, Tex.
Smarty pants. Well, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing better. Much better. We're getting there. One thing at a time.
That's the only way you can do it.
That's right. He's a little muffled. Yeah, I know. He is. Why are you muffled, Tex?
I've got you on speakerphone.
Oh.
Maybe?
Oh. All right, let's see. Is that any better, guys? Testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No. 3.
How's that?
That sounds better.
Yeah.
Did you get off speaker?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Southern Cal. Boy, you're busy, Southern Cal. Jeez. Have you been watching Southern Cal's videos? Tex?
I haven't even been watching my own video.
Yeah, there's a lot of people getting some good stuff out there. Anyways, I'm pretty
I got a
sure.
lot of catching up to do.
Oh, I do too. I don't even want to talk about it. In fact, I can't even catch up. I've got so much to do. I can't even bother catching up yet. I'll have to wait until everything calms down. Once I get started on my night live chats again, then I can, during the day, once I get my chores done, then I can go back to, watching videos and stuff. But I can't wait till Friday. Are you still coming?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be
I got
fun.
the hall pass sign and everything. I'm ready to go.
Well, we actually had a possibility of like 80% rain, and then it was gone the next day. I was like, woohoo! Hey, mid. I was so happy about that. So no rain.
Yeah, I've been looking at the forecast, and they took it. Pardon me, guys. They took it all out of the took the rain all out of the forecast down here, and I think up there Friday night is like a 20% chance now.
Yeah, which means we won't get. Yeah, which means we won't get anything. But I'm excited. I can't wait. We're collecting. We're getting all the wood collected tomorrow because we're gonna keep the campfire going. I love to cook.
Nice.
I love to cook out there on the fire, even though it's hot. It's still better. The food's better out there.
Oh, I hear you.
Cats and
Hard
dogs.
to beat campfire food.
Yeah, I love it, and I love cooking out there. Like I said, even though it's hot. But anyways, long day today. Good grief! I am so glad it's almost over. I'm sure it won't be almost over because this is when the activity starts around here.
Right.
But
Yeah, I can't. Very. Oh man, I'm chomping at the bit to get out there, and I can't wait to walk around the place by myself at night. It's gonna be awesome.
Are you crazy?
A little bit. That's what I'm told.
Well, I'll warn them that you're going to do that. Hey, Mogan, how are you? I'm going to.
Don't warn them.
I'm going to warn them that they're going to do that. Well, because I don't do that, and they don't like changes. So I'll tell them that you're going to walk around out there, and I'll walk around out there. But I'd like to take the side by side and go out to the back part, and then at night when I go in, or when we go in, whoever's going in, then you can go out and go for your walk. But I would definitely take a flashlight because, there's a lot of these big, huge, deep holes, and I don't want you to fall in one.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
Nope.
I'm gonna try. I don't know how the service is out there, but I'm gonna try to do a live stream while I do it.
Oh, cool. You can try that. I don't know either. I have no idea whether you'll get a signal. What service do you have?
AT&T.
Yep, we have good service out there. I mean, there's only a certain spot that you won't be able to go that, it'll drop off. But yeah, I'm going to, yeah, and Ramona's right. Anybody who's coming out to the camp out on Friday, I have to introduce you to Tank first. Tell him I said hi, Ramona. Because Tank will make or break your visit. And because he doesn't feel good right now, I'm sure. Well, no, I take that back. It don't matter. He's gonna be a butt either way. But if he likes you, it's over. He'll never leave your side. So it took Richard a couple of days before Tank warmed up to him. But he was abused by men, so it's taken a while. And our UPS lady, all she does is, in the beginning, she was giving them treats and they wouldn't have no part of it. Now they run up to her door and actually try to get in her truck to get those treats. So it don't take long.
And that's a perfect example of why you don't give Bigfoot.
Exactly. They get used to it. And then we had a new UPS driver yesterday, and the dogs were having no part of her or him. What was it, a her or him, Denny?
Guess I could look at the chat here and see what's going on.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at that. I've got you in front of the phone looking outside, and I'm trying to pay attention to the chat at the same time. Hey, Belle. Hey, everybody. Tex has decided to join us. We're just going to chit-chat for a while. We don't have anything else to do, do we, Tex?
Nope. I'm off until Sunday.
Yay! Woo! Hey, Pam. Well, I'll tell you what. Eye Shine last night was incredible. There was a whole bunch of, fireflies. So I was watching
Right.
because I love fireflies. And I'm watching them until one set of fireflies just kind of stayed there for a while, same place. So I thought, well, maybe it's on a tree. And then the second eye popped out. And then I realized they weren't fireflies, they were two eyeballs. And I grabbed my phone, went to take a picture real quick, and poof, gone. And I said, you know what? That's just not right.
And have you identified how many you have?
No, I do know I have a female. I do know that I have a very, 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 very small juvenile. I caught that one on all fours behind either mama or a juvenile, or I don't know. I couldn't tell you how big the one was in front of it, because, I'm thinking, because I was in my bed looking straight out. It was almost eye level, so I'd say probably around 7 foot was the other one. So it is, a juvenile, but the one behind it was on all fours running, and it wasn't a dog. So, and my dogs were taken it way out back. I mean, they had taken off, and this is the fun part. This is what I think is really funny. When the big guys want to spend time here, or they want my attention or something, they will, I think what they do is they will get the dogs to run off way out in the back, and you can hear the dogs barking at something. And they took off running, and then that's when I get rocks thrown at the window, or, stuff like that. It's hysterical. And I figured that out after like the second or third time. I was like, I know what you're doing. So, and there's nothing around here, just like in my property in Arkansas. There's nothing around here that can actually hit the windows. There's nothing that could fall and hit the windows. So when it does toss it, when they do toss the pebbles at the windows, it's distinct. There's no way. Yeah, Ramona says that. Ramona was here, and we had some fun. That was a nice weekend, and they showed up, of course, for her too. And I think they tried to mess with her camper.
Nice.
She seems to have that happen to her no matter where she goes. They love messing with her trailer, her camper. All right.
See what they do with my hammock.
Yeah, well, you're gonna sleep in a hammock?
Yep.
Does it have pedestals on it, or you gotta go by trees?
Oh, hanging on trees.
I don't know if there's a place around here you can do that.
Oh, I'll find something.
Yeah, there's a lot of saplings.
I'll hang it off back 2 pickups. I don't care.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's I don't know if there's any 2 trees big enough space between them that you can hang a hammock. Most of them are saplings right here because most of them were knocked down. Hey, Blazin', welcome. Anyway,
That's
so
if I sleep. I normally don't sleep, so
yeah.
If I do, I sit in my chair and take a little power nap, and that's about it. Because I don't want to miss what's going on. So.
Oh yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and I'm hoping that.
Lane Godspeed says, "Sorry, what is Texas Story?"
Yeah, I know. I was getting ready to say that. I think someone wants you to tell your story. You got so many of them, though. Good grief. What's your best story, Tex? Tell me your best story. Wait a minute, I gotta get all comfy. Hold on. I gotta get my coffee.
Well,
Wait a minute. Wait.
My best one. Wow.
Yep. Yeah, I want your best story. Coffee open.
Hey,
Jared.
let's see. What do you want to hear about?
Hey, Christy. Anything. We don't care. Just talk. We don't care. You know that.
Yeah.
Mogion says save some stories for him.
You want to talk about the time that I got in trouble with you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's perfect. You are so smart. That's perfect.
I was headed out. Well, I went up to Brown Springs, and This is back when I was on the BDRP on these shows.
Yep.
And I had stuck my foot in my mouth and
Yep.
said that I was going to go up there and do a solo night investigation. And I'm the type of person that, you know, if I say I'm going to do it, well, you know, guess what? I'm not going to back out of it. And so I go up there, and I think it was the first time I went. I drove down there, and I got out of my truck, and it was, I mean, it was crazy because there were footfalls all over the place, and I didn't even hardly make it up to the, you know, the start of the trail. And I thought, well, you know, maybe this wasn't such a great idea. And so I turned around, and I went back to the truck, and I drove back down, because at that point up there, didn't have cell service when he was up there. And I was new to the game, you know, and didn't have any, you know, I was just going up there to go walk around, hang out with, I think wasn't that the night that was that the same night that I was waiting on D and two other people to show up? And
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hang on 1 second. Mike, you better not go anywhere without talking to me. Yeah, it was the night. See, there's two separate times. One time that was the night you were waiting for them, and you decided just to go off by yourself. That was the night. That was the night that I got upset with you because. And then after that, you went out by yourself. Even after that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I've done it several times after.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
But that particular night, the first, I think it was the first night that we're talking about, and they were going to have an expedition. Dee was hosting an expedition up there.
Yeah.
And I had went up there a night early actually. I went up there on Thursday, and I was the only one there, so it was perfect for what I had planned to do. I was going to go up there by myself, and I thought it was a perfect opportunity. And I think did I get on your chat, or I called you or something?
Yep, you were on my chat.
Yeah, and I can't remember if I had already been up there once, or I was just heading out there the first time.
Nope, you'd already been out there.
Oh, okay. So that was the first time. But that's right, because I was talking about all the footballs and the vibe and all that kind of stuff. And you're like, you don't need to do this. Blah, 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 blah.
Yep, and then you said you were going again, and that's when I blew up.
Yeah. You slapped me on the hand and put me in timeout.
Yep. Yeah.
But
I don't blame you. I don't blame you for going out. I don't, because I'm the same way, and I'm not afraid out there. I'm not sure of where I'm at right now because I don't know the terrain, and you know we got a lot of snakes. But going to someplace like Brown Spring, you go there to expect. You know that's an anticipation location for me. You know I told you I was drawn to Brown Springs, and I will go there. You know, Ramona's been there a few times.
Because we need to talk about that.
Yeah, I know, and we will definitely go. And once I get things caught up here. But what you did, hi Pammy, upset me because I could see it, I could hear it in your texting and in your voice when you talked, and I wasn't sure if you were actually ready for what was going to happen, but boy, it was obvious that it was going to happen.
Right.
Okay.
Well,
all right, so let's hear it.
It turned out to be a good thing. I mean, some crazy stuff happened, but after you, and for those of you that don't know, for everybody that don't know, my first experience with this kind of stuff took place when I was 16. But unfortunately, it wasn't. I don't know if it's fortunate or unfortunate that it wasn't a Bigfoot. It was a dog man.
DM.
Sorry. And doggy person.
Yeah, doggy person. There you go.
Puppy person.
But there's no person part of them. There's no people. They're not like the sassies that have the people orientation. You know, the human orientation at all. These things are just plain animal. So
they are, and the, but anyway, I digress. Anyway, so that was my first experience with this thing, with these cryptids, let's call them,
yep.
and I think it helped me because I was like, in my mind, I'm like, what else can I run into? I mean,
Yeah. Well, your encounter might have set you up for what was going to happen later on down the line to put you in a position where you're at. And one of the reasons that I jumped on your channel and was, got caught up in what you were doing and stuff, besides the fact that I think you're awesome. The stuff that you're picking up, and I don't want to go into the paranormal part of it at all. I'm not into that at all. But I really believe there's a spiritual side of what's going on with you out there, and I was listening in the beginning, and there's a lot of us that have that, pick up that feeling, like something's not right, or you're going to have a good time, or something really big is going to happen, and that just never stopped. So, and I hadn't even really heard your entire story of when you were 16, at that point. So, okay, so let's hear it.
The puppy person encounter?
Yeah.
Are you sure you want me to do this? You don't like me talking about this stuff?
Well, you can just call him DM.
We'll call him Scooby. How's that?
Okay, call him Scooby. Like Scooby will do. I'll never think of Scooby again the same way.
Let's finish the story about that night in Brown Springs, and then we'll go back and I'll tell my first encounter.
Okay.
I know a lot of people on here have heard it, and it's going to be old hat to them, but there's a lot of people. I say a lot. Well, you do have a lot. You got almost 40 people watching now. So I'm sure there's a few out there. I know there's a few out there that have not heard it, so I'll go over it. But anyway, that night I had went up there, and like I said, I got out of the truck, got my stuff ready, which wasn't much, because I had no idea what I was getting into. To me, I was just going a walk around the woods, and I had my cell phone, a pocket knife, and a pen light.
Oh, God.
That's all I had with me. And so I get this, this uneasy vibe, and all these footsteps and footfalls and all that kind of stuff. And I got whooped at twice on my right-hand side of the trail. I remember that. And that's when I went back and I got on chat with you, and then I went and I called D, because he was in transit and was supposed to meet me up there. And he did the same thing you did. He told me, don't do it. Wait till I get there. We'll go together. Don't do it. You don't have to do this. I know you said you did. You're going to do it, but you don't have to. It's not smart. And he tried every way in the world to talk me out of it.
Mm-hmm. And
just like you, and I ignored both of you.
We know.
and got an earful, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Ever since then, by both of you.
I gave you the evil eye.
Anyway, yeah. So I go back, because I'm like, okay, I can't. I said I was going to do this. I got to do this, And so I go back, and I go up the trail, and I get growled at on my left-hand side. I'm still hearing footfalls, but not as many. And the vibe of the place had the mood had lightened, I'll put it that way. And so I go up the trail, and I'm up there, and there's a tree, because I had been up to this place before in the daylight. There was a tree that was right at the beginning of the cemetery, right at the entrance of the cemetery on the hill. And this big old tree, and it had been broken or blown over, I don't know which, about 10 feet up and laid across the trail, or laid across in front of the cemetery. And thought, well, that's interesting. And I'm standing there, and I've got my pen light, and I can't film nothing because, it's dark, and I've just got my cell phone, so I'm just running audio. And it's funny, the video's on my channel, and I'm kind of looking around, and I turn around to my left, almost behind me. I'd almost turn around from where I came from and look at the trees, and I catch this eye shine. And it's only about, 2.5, 3 feet off the ground, which okay, that's cool, And it's playing peekaboo with me. It's going behind the tree, and then it'll peek back around the tree, and then it'll go behind the tree, and it'll peek back around the tree. And then I had my light on it, and then it started just kind of turning its head. No, it was turning its head first, and then peek behind the tree. I can't remember. But anyway, it was like, you'd see one eye, and then you could, because the thing was, if you've ever been out at night trying to shine a flashlight, and it's a low-power flashlight, and you can see stuff that's in the edge of the illumination, and if there's something out there, it looks darker than the dark.
Right.
You can kind of see a real dark silhouette against a dark background.
Right.
And that's what I was seeing. And the eye shine was fine. I was cool with the eye shine, but what struck me as odd is the eyes were about bigger than a silver dollar, and they were about 8 to 10 inches apart, about 3 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, nothing that I know of that is 3 feet on 4 legs. The span between its eyes is 8 to 10 inches with big old eyeballs like that.
Exactly.
And I was okay with it. And I'm sitting there, and I'm playing peekaboo with this thing. And then I couldn't tell if it stood up, but I couldn't tell if it stood up and moved forward, because that's what I thought it did. My first instinct was, oh, crap. In fact, that's what I said on the video. Well, I said something else, but...
Yes, we know.
and this old boy don't run anywhere. So, and it's the trail is washed out. You'd have to... you have to negotiate this thing like an obstacle course. So you're not running anywhere. If you do, you're going to break your neck.
Yeah.
But a strategic retreat was definitely at that time, in my mind, was the best option. So that's what I did. I backed out and went down, got my pickup, and went back up. I don't remember if I got back in touch with you or not. Yeah, I did, because I had to let you know I was okay.
Yeah.
And I got back in touch with B, and then they showed him and 2 other guys showed up about 2 hours later. Now, y'all keep in mind, that was the second time I'd been up there that night. And so about 2 hours later, everybody shows up. We go back up there, the 4 of us. And that's when things got interesting.
To say the least.
We get up there, and we're walking around in the cemetery. We go back down below the cemetery, walk down the hill a little bit and kind of circle around the back side. And we find what we believe. I know they've used them. I can't prove that this is one. And I'm not talking about Bigfoot, but the Indians, I know, used to use trail markers, and they would take a young tree when it was a small tree and tie the branch at a sharp angle.
Mm-hmm.
And it forms like an elbow on that sharp bend. and
Yeah.
the branch grows at a right angle straight up.
Wait till you get here. I've got some of those here too. Ha ha ha.
Yeah. So, but this tree was huge. So it'd been there for years and years and years. And so that was real interesting. Then we found a cedar tree that had all the limbs stripped off of one side from about 10 feet down to the ground.
Wow.
And they weren't cut off. They weren't, sawed off. They were stripped off, and they were all laying in a pile at the bottom of the tree where something had been bedding, using it for a bed.
Right.
So it was like, oh, well, this is really cool. And so we're walking around, and I'm in front of everybody, and all of a sudden, it was right after we found the marker and the bedding area, I believe. But all of a sudden, man, it was just, I got weak. I broke out in a cold sweat. And I felt like I was going to pass out. And I grabbed a small tree and I'm leaning against it. And everybody walks past me and D turns around and he goes, hey man, what's, and he looks at me and goes, you're white as a sheet, man. What's wrong? And I'm just sweat just pouring off of me. And he's like, you okay? I said, man, I don't know. I said, I just all of a sudden I felt like I was going to pass out. And I honestly thought I was possibly having a heart attack.
Yeah.
And I thought, crap, not up here on this hill. They'll never get me down. And so anyway, I didn't want to. These guys came in. One of them from Austin. One of them from where was he from?
Arizona? Is that the guy from not Arizona?
No,
Nevada?
his name was no. This guy was Holland, I think. Denmark. He was from Denmark.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
And so, and it's these guys' first time out there and everything. And I said, look, I'm thinking about going back down to the truck, y'all, and he's like, he's not going to let me go by myself, and I'm like, look, I want to run the truck for you guys, just let me breathe for a minute. And so I sat there and I caught my breath, and it was like, I don't know, 5, maybe 10 minutes. It was like nothing ever happened. I felt better than I did before. It was like there and it was gone.
Wow.
Like, what the hell? So we have a theory that I wore out my welcome. And I got, the whole infrasound thing where that's a theory, and there's a lot of theories that what happened. But I don't know what it was. Whatever it was, I was targeted, but we're in a cemetery. It could have been anything.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I get feeling better. We take off again. We're walking, and we spot this game trail, big game trail, leading off down the backside of the cemetery. I'm like, oh man, we got to go down here. And we're single file. D is in the back. I'm in the front. And I took maybe two steps towards this game trail. And we felt this as much as we heard it. It was just this deep, guttural, and D from the back of the line goes, all right, time to go. I really wasn't going to argue with him. So, again, strategic retreat seemed to be the best option at that point. And we went ahead and we backed out. Now, we went across the road to our campsite. We got down, we was fine. And we went down the road and across and down the road a little bit to our campsite. And we're sitting there and we're just talking. We got some music playing and we're sitting around a campfire and we're sitting in kind of a semicircle around the campfire. And I'm facing the other three guys. And Dave it was me going from left to right. It was me, Anders, D-Doss, and Dave. And scream comes from behind, off, about just over my my left shoulder. But it was like, it seemed like it was probably a half a mile off, if not further. And me and Dave both jumped up out of our chairs and looked at each other. Did you hear that? In unison. And Dee and Anders heard it, but they didn't catch him they didn't hear it as well as we did. And Lane did say, "Oh, it's that Tex." But anyway, so we jump up. He runs over and he turns down the music. So we're talking about this. We're like, I've heard everything there is to hear in these woods around here. And it's nothing I'd ever heard before. And so we got the music down and we're sitting there, we're talking. It was maybe, we settled back down, we're sitting there, and I don't know, it was maybe 20, 30 minutes later, and all of a sudden it cuts loose again. And it's directly behind Dee and Anders and Dave this time. So if you look at if you're facing the 12 clock on a clock, the first time it went off, it was about at my 9. This time it was just about at my 12, and it was closer. So we were not alone that night. That's for sure. So that's how that night went down. And I mean, that was, of course, that wasn't even that's after I had my first sighting when I went out with Dee, and then we went out and we had the time loss incident.
Yeah.
Just all kinds of freaky stuff. And,
when they scream like that, and I don't know which ones. I mean, I've heard people on both ends. Whether it's the sassies or the DMs or another cryptid. As far as I know, there's multiple ones that do the screaming thing. Now, I don't know what the screaming's for. It could be to scare us. It could be their communication. But in that area there and a couple other people, what I've noticed is they have both of them on the property where the screaming happens. So I'm wondering if that isn't one or the other letting the other know, that's their conversation. That's the way that they, how do I say that? Okay, let's say it was a DM that was screaming because it's in a sassy area, and that's its way. A sassy growls or makes a noise that they make, or they grunt, or they tree knock, or they mouth pop, whatever they're going to do. But if they're cohabitating the same area, they have to have distinct, vocalizations. Right. So I've listened to a couple other people, and Donnie was one of them. I had him on the channel one night, or a couple of nights. And when I was talking to him, that scream that he was talking, he says, I certainly hope it's not, one of the other cryptids, but he's not sure. Okay. He's absolutely not sure of what it was, but I'm thinking, because that's now makes probably number 6, where they have both in the same area. Now that guy up there in Canada has the same thing. He's got both of them in the area, and he hears those god-awful screams more than he hears the tree knocks. He hears howls and hoops and stuff like that, and I hear hoops once in a while here, but I haven't heard any screams here. And I did, when we went to Hanobi when I went to Hanobi this past, weekend, I heard a scream real far off, and everybody spun around and looked. And one of the guys there, his first comment was, "There better not be DM in this area." And they all started talking. I was like, "Wait, what I miss? Wait a minute, come back here, finish that conversation," because that's what he believes. He believes that the scream is from the DM, not from the sassies. Well, I can't verify that, and I can't, say anything about it. But what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that's possible?
Well, I mean, anything's possible, but I got to tell you, the first feeling that I got was when I heard the scream was female.
Really?
Right off the bat.
Wow.
And that's, I honestly, my first thought was that it was a female squatch. I don't know why, but that's just what hit me.
Oh, well, go with your gut. Absolutely go with your gut. When you get
And
here...
I know that Stevie has ran into, there's a big, what he calls a big alpha female down there.
Yeah, I know.
That he's ran into several times.
The one that loves him?
And, yeah. She's actually stepped out in the middle of the trail in front of him when he's walking down the trail.
Isn't she the one that tripped him up when he went to leave, too?
I do believe, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she likes him.
She's also the one that when he had a guy down there with him, and the guy was kind of getting irate, and they got kind of upset at each other, she let herself be known. And because, I think she's kind of adopted D, to be honest with you. I think all of them have down there.
Yeah.
But, now, Andy Pop's Gunriz, so are Sasquatch and DM enemies or working together, would you even know? Well, that is an ongoing debate. And people have, their own ideas. I share the same idea that DDoS does with these things. We think it's more of a relationship that you see, and this is his comparison, not mine, between crocs and hippos when the waters dry up. They tolerate each other.
Yeah.
Because they both benefit. It doesn't benefit to apex predators to fight, because that's energy they can't afford to expend that could be spent gathering food. And that when you're out and, as smart as these creatures are, pardon the pun, but any dumb animal is the same way. That's why you see big cats sleeping so much. That's why they don't want to expend the calories that they work so hard to get.
Yeah, exactly.
So these would logically follow suit surviving out in the woods. So it makes absolutely no sense. Now, don't get me wrong. You're going to have the occasional run-ins. But I don't think they hate each other, but I don't think they're buddies either.
Okay.
So that's just my take on it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I get it. I understand. I don't think there's a lot of, if you think about it, there's a lot of predators out there in the woods that I'm sure don't get along all the time, but they know they have to kind of coincide unless one's on one's property, Right. If one's in one's area, then they do that territorial stuff, which can account for a lot of the noises we hear that has nothing to do with us. It could be them against each other. One could be screaming at the other one, get the heck away from my property, or get the heck away from my DDoS, you don't know, or, we don't know any of that stuff, but I've been out there in the woods enough to know, to listen to some of the noises that go on, and I think a lot of times when we're hearing, like especially, that whole area in Honubby is huge, and you've got mountains surrounding you. Well, I guess I call them mountains. They're Kiamichi Mountains. But anyway, and you can hear the animals at night. You can hear them, some of them actually going after each other. You can hear the yipes and the screams and the snorts and the whole 9 yards. So your predators are going to fight with each other for territory, if they're, you got a rogue one that's passing through. I don't think that's any different for these guys,
Right. It's no different than, I have two dogs. It's no different than, I have a young one and an old one. It's no different than the young one wanting to play, and the old one plays with it till she gets tired, and then she'll bark and snap at him or growl at him, leave me alone.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, you get somebody gets their toes stepped on and somebody's not in a good mood, or somebody gets in somebody's backyard that they're not supposed to be in.
Well, I don't want to be in a... I don't want to be in
one of them wants to kill, and the other one's trying to take it away.
Yeah, I don't want to be in a DM's backyard. No thanks. I don't mind being in the Sassy's backyard, you know, but I don't want to be in the DM's backyard.
Well, I was in one evidently for years and years and years, and didn't know it until, but
Yeah.
I had a guest on my channel not too long ago tell me that I had one that looks out for me.
Really?
But yeah, the dog man that I ran into and encountered when I was 16
Me.
follows me around and looks out for me. So, I don't know. I'm not going to.
Yeah, I
A
don't.
lot of people have different theories on this stuff. I don't know. So.
Well, I guess all of us are. It's all theories because I don't think we'll ever know the exact truth, and it's not like. And I'm not quoting Wes Germer. You know, we don't have one in our backyard or our garage. I'm not quoting him as far as that's concerned. What I'm quoting him on is the fact that that's the only possibility. You know, if we could sit down and have lunch with them and they spoke English and we could just find out everything we could find out, that'd be the only way. Because I'm sorry, putting one on a slab and they're never going to tell us what they found anyway. You know, it's never going to be an open. They might let it pass and stop. You know, going after the MIBs, the Men in Black might stop going after people because there's so many other things going on right now. Who cares, right? So they just leave people alone and let them go figure out for themselves. But I know that the government knows that they're there. There's just too many people we've listened to that are in the military and stuff like that have seen them. And they if they weren't real, then they wouldn't send the MIBs. Okay, so I mean that's just common sense stuff, and it just irritates me. It irritates me more when they get on to like your channel, and take off your videos, or they monitor what you're saying because they think that they're intimidation factors, or but at this point, everything is speculation, and one of the ways that you and I talk to each other about it, you know what I can handle and what I can't handle, which is really good. Like I said, I don't go into the paranormal part of it, but there's so many aspects, so many dimensions of all these cryptids, that it's really hard sometimes not to. You get caught up in it. And you want to know as much as you can possibly know, whether it's to prepare you for the pot, and nothing will prepare you. I'm sorry. I don't care if you listen to every single channel out there and every single person tell their story. Nothing prepares you for your first encounter. Just nothing. And sometimes even after that,
Yeah, that's true.
So, you might meet one and see it cross the road and have nightmares for a month and saying, oh my gosh, I saw it. It was huge. It was full of hair, blah, 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 blah. And then turn around after that and see another one and you blow it off, or you see another one and you're done. You never want to go in the woods again. So there's no way to explain. That's why I love listening, to people tell me their stories. There's no way to explain to anybody how monumental this is, personally. You and I have a lot in common as far as the way we feel about some of these, and I know you're able to go off into the paranormal aspect of it where I've shut that door. But I rely on you to inform me about things like that. There's only a few people I trust, to tell me that kind of stuff. The rest of them I just don't listen to. To me, they've gone way off the deep end. But it's a constant with you to keep your head above water, and not just and that's one of the reasons why I like talking to you. Or if you and I are talking and you kind of delve into the paranormal part, I don't shut you up, but that's your little way of forewarning me of certain things that you have experienced, not that you went out looking for it. You know what I'm saying? Because I think the people that are out looking for the paranormal side of this are going to get exactly what they're looking for. They're going to get into some stuff that they're not prepared for. Some people. Other people.
And that's very possible. And I think it comes down to, and I'm fixing to have a show on this. It's just going to be me and Jason debating this. And I haven't even I talked to him about it. I just thought about this today. But it's a subject that I really want to get into. And with Jason's knowledge of where it is where his knowledge lies and everything. And with me, I'm going to end up playing I hate to say this, the devil's advocate in the conversation.
Right.
But it's going to be a very interesting topic, and it's going to cover the spirit, mostly the spiritual aspect of this, and because the thing about it is, what we're finding out is that when we're, even if you're just out there looking for Bigfoot or whatever, we're running into this other stuff,
right,
in the same areas,
right,
and we don't know which one's attracted to the other.
exactly.
Now, I know there's a lot of sightings around cemeteries.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Maybe it's because
trains of thought on that.
Maybe it's because the people in the cemetery can't talk back.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
just a joke.
If it's like a first line of defense for them, because normal people don't frequent cemeteries at night.
Exactly.
And so that they use that. Maybe they use that as almost like a buffer zone. It's kind
maybe.
A place they can go where they know that people are not normally going to show up.
I don't know. But listen, hold on a second, Tex. I'm gonna let you sit here and talk to him for a second. I got a tick crawling, and I'm gonna go get it. I don't want it attaching. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So, I saw some questions up here about. Let's see, what was the one I saw about the DM and if they coexist to each other? What? I can't remember what it was now. Dadgummit. Well, good grief. Now I can't find it. I'm sorry, guys. But I really do think that they just tolerate each other, because I don't think that they're going to Dogman whole live video. What is it, Jamie? Whatever it is, I'm going to watch it. There's no on one side, and it's rolling up. Sorry, guys. So, this whole thing with the spiritual aspect of things, it's going. And this random thought came to me today. I've been talking to Jason on the phone, and for those of you who don't know, Jason is my co-host. Now, he's very, very versed in the scriptures.
Yes.
He's got a lot to say, and he says it well.
I've listened to him.
And my question is, because everybody, almost everybody, pretty much everybody I'm associated with, before they go out researching, they
pray.
Put on the armor.
That's right.
Yeah, they pray. They put on the armor.
Ephesians.
Myself included.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that.
But and you're probably going to shoot me for this. But the random thought that popped into my head is, are we just fooling ourselves? How much protection are we actually getting, and how much do we actually need?
You really need the protection. And just like people that don't believe in the Lord, even people that are non-believers, when something bad happens, they're like, oh my God. It's innate.
Right.
It's innate in us. And it wouldn't be this strong in so many people for all these centuries if it wasn't the truth. And the point is, it's how much, just like in this realm that we're talking about with Sasquatch and DM and all the other cryptids, how far do you want to go? How much do you want to know? Well, you can't learn you'll get bits and pieces if you go on YouTube and learn about God, but you're not going to have a relationship until it's one-on-one. Same with anything else that you get into. And if you're out there looking for Sasquatch, even after you're done with your encounters, you're still not going to know any more than you did when you first started. So when you put on the armor of God, you are protected, and and you'll never know what could have happened had you not, and let's just put it this way: if God didn't exist, and you put the armor on, then it wouldn't make any difference, would it? But
Right.
if God does exist and you put the armor on, you've just strengthened not only your relationship with Him, but your strength out there and what you're doing. It's hard for me because, like I said, I didn't grow up in a church. I wasn't raised in a church. I didn't become a Christian until later, much later on in life, and the way that I learned, because I'm hard-headed, I'm bullheaded. I have to be proven stuff. I mean, I just don't take people's word for it. I'm very outspoken, Don't try to put me in a corner. Don't try to put me in a box. That's the way I've always been. And what happened to me when I became a Christian was so life-changing that there was no question. So for me, no matter what I go through, I give Him the glory. And I will not go outside to do anything without putting my armor on. And let's just put it this way. Would you go out with an empty holster?
Well, no, but the thing about it is, and what I'm wondering is, well, not wondering. I can't even really put my thought process in words because I really haven't thought it through on how I'm going to even breach or approach the subject. But I think it's something worth talking about. But I think it's going to take somebody to go through do an experiment on it, go through, and see what kind of results you get. But you're going to have to, it would take a strong person, not just, a strong-willed person, but a very strong person spiritually.
Yeah.
And that is insane. But I'm watching that video everybody was talking about, and somebody just put the link out. Hey, Bob, I got my executive producer over here with me. Come here, you got to see this, man.
What are you watching?
It's a video of a supposed dog man caught on video on Dark Waters channel. Jimmy Horns posted the video on.
You mean the DM video? Are you still watching it? Is it freaky?
Yeah.
Is it freaky?
It's a elusive dog man recorded on video, is what it is. Hang on a second.
Oh, I see where she posted it. I can't watch it from here on my phone. I'll have to watch it the other day. Hey, Bob, how are you? I'm sorry if I missed anybody that came in. I apologize. Excuse me. Boy. Amen to that, Andy.
But it's going to take somebody that's very strong spiritually and very strong willed and everything. And I don't know if I'm the person. I don't. I would be willing to do it. But to do outings, and you're going to have to do it under as much of a controlled environment as you can. So about the only way you can do it is go to the same area over and over and over, protected per se and unprotected, and see see what happens.
Okay, well, that's okay. Let me just say it this way: if you are a Bible believing Christian, you have a protection around you anyway. It's just putting on an extra coat in the event that it gets colder than you thought it would be. Okay,
Right.
so the point is you're still protected. A lot of these people that have bad encounters and stuff like that, it doesn't mean that God didn't protect them. You know, maybe, you know, if you're out there walking, just say you're out in the woods and you're just taking a walk, you're not looking for these things, and you happen across one, are you going to blame God that you saw it? You know, because you have nightmares forever. You know, this is where it gets tricky, you know, for a lot of people, where they throw the book of the Bible out the window because they don't understand, you know. God says, and I've said this multiple times, God says his ways are not our ways. We don't understand his ways, you know, at all. We just don't. We're not even close to understanding. We are just given the word to use, you know, as the sword and for protection and for, you know, from camaraderie and for, you know, comfort and stuff like that. But the bottom line is it's innate in all of us, and we're born with it. You know, that's who we are. We choose to go another direction. So if you go out there and say, okay, I'm not putting on the armor of God because I'm going to test this scenario out. Well, to me, it's not a matter of not putting the armor on to test it. The word is test. You know, when God
Right.
tests us, we don't like it very well. Now, test God, I think you're asking for trouble. Because remember, he's the ruler of this world is not godly. And so I think that a lot of people that have gotten, you know, out there where you can tell that they're not right anymore, in their heads, they're going off into a direction. I think it's because they've opened up a door.
Bob.
Huh?
Oh, I was talking to Bob, sorry. He was
Yeah.
wanting to see his video, and I was trying to find the spot.
They
I'm trying to multitask, and I'm not very good at it.
That's okay. They've opened a door that they're only God's going to be able to close for them. That's my opinion, and it's just my opinion. But I mean, because if I go out there, you know, and I decided not, maybe say I forgot to put my armor on, I'm not going to take the Lord for granted and say, you know, because I had a bad encounter or I got growled at, or maybe even I died, and you guys found out that I died, you know, when I was out there researching. Was that God's will? Maybe not, but God definitely took me home to save what could have happened later on. I couldn't tell you. That kind of stuff is just as off to us as, you know, a family of 5 Christians dying in a car wreck, or the same as whether portals exist and Sasquatch come from aliens. I mean, give me a break, guys. I mean, we're asking questions that we're not going to have answers to until we're dead. You know, bottom line. So it's a choice. All this is a choice. But I wouldn't tempt fate. I really wouldn't. And I certainly wouldn't tempt God, because that's asking for trouble. But I understand your concept. I understand what you're thinking. You know, I understand how that mentality comes in.
Yeah, I don't know if any experiments like that would ever come to fruition personally.
Because
But,
you still wouldn't know.
It's just, you know, because, but it's like you said, it does. If you're a believer and everything, and your protection kind of comes automatically to a certain extent, I think, you know, but
there are non-believers' texts that have been protected. There are non-believers. There's non-believers.
The Lord's not always going to protect you from being a dumbass.
I can't believe you swore on my channel. All right, where are my moderators? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, though. It's a very touchy subject, and like I said, especially with the way things are going on right now, you don't even have the in between colors. You know, it's either black or white. Most people are either taking one side or the other. Period.
Right.
You know, there's no
And
gray.
that brings up another question. All the negativity that's been in the air, not just with the COVID, but all the protests and all this, you know, all this ill will between everybody. How's this affecting the critters out there and what's going on? You know, is all this negative energy going to ramp up what we've been seeing? And there hasn't been a whole lot of people out. So we really haven't seen if there's going to be a difference, you know? And I'm curious to see if there's a difference in not only the type of activity that we get or the amount of it, but the behavior of it. Is that going to change? You know?
Well, I don't think the behavior has changed in all these centuries that people have been talking about. You know, the big guys out there. I don't think any of it has changed except for more people are out in the woods. So the negative energy that's going on doesn't. There's more effect on us than there is on anything else. The positive effect on nature is there's not so many people in the woods, you know, throwing trash around. But I don't think that really changes anything. I think that if this is the time that I believe that the time we're in and what's going on, then it's gonna amp up anyway, regardless of what's going on with COVID or negative energy or whatever. More people out there are negative because they're being told, they're being prompted to be negative. They're being, you know, inundated on the internet with negativity. You barely see anything that's good. You see most of the negative stuff that's going on. So that negative part is going to affect you when you go out. You know, if you're thinking about, oh, the government's going to do this or they're taking my food away, and you go out with that negative energy, that negative attitude out there, you know, that definitely bounces off walls, you know, bounces off trees also. So my thing is, you know, you are you, Tex. It doesn't matter what's going on around you. You are who you are inside. And I'm saying inside, innate, we are all supposed to be. You know, we're all God-made. We are created. So I believe that innate feeling of who we are, if we allow it to change for the negative, we're gonna reap back that negativity when we go out anywhere, even to an animal, even to a dog. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder.
Shut up, stomach.
I wonder what would happen. And I know, you know, curiosity killed the cat. But I wonder what would happen if you went out to, say, the area I go out to, and I opened myself up purposely. You know?
I am going to come to your house and smack you in the head. You wait till you get here Friday. You wait till you get here. I'm going to hit you.
I'm just thinking out loud.
I'm going to hit you over the head with something. Good grief. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. I'm telling you, you don't need that proven, okay? You do not need that proven. What would that accomplish?
Well, I don't know.
Well, then stop.
It's just, you know, it's a random thought that popped in my head today, and I'm like, it would be a good subject to talk about.
Oh, it's a great subject to talk about, but I'm going to
prove it. Well, there's really no way, because the results are skewed either way.
Exactly.
You're a believer or you're not a believer.
Exactly. And you could take every single person here with you that night. Every single person that's on this live chat. You can take them all with you. Okay? And tell them exactly what you think's going to happen. And only those people that were with you would feel one way, and the rest of the world feel completely different.
Yeah.
What good did it do you? Except for opening yourself up for something you didn't need to. And I can tell you, for example, one person that I know for a fact that's no longer connected to this world, she has lost her absolute marbles since opening that door. absolutely lost her marbles. I don't know who she is anymore. She doesn't make any sense when she calls me or talks to me. I mean, absolutely no sense at all. I don't know who she is. She's gone. And I pray for her and pray for her and pray for her, but she makes no sense. She repeats herself every 2 seconds. Same words over and over again. She's gone.
You know, I started watching a show tonight. I didn't get to finish the first episode. The show's called Evil. And what it's about a psychological investigator, whatever, sciencey person, psychologist. Runs into a officer or agent of the church over a court case. And she's testifying for the prosecution on, you know, was this guy lucid or was he crazy when he committed these murders? Well, the other guy is investigating if it's a possibility that he was possessed when this happened, or if he is possessed now. And they end up, the whole show's around, they end up teaming up and doing these investigations.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't even got that part yet, but it sounds intriguing, and you know, so I want to watch it. But he made a statement, and he's trying to recruit her, and he says, in my job, possession looks a lot like insanity, and insanity looks a lot like possession. I need you to help me tell the difference.
Okay.
And but that, I mean, if you think about it, that is a very true statement.
It is.
One can hide, one can pose or come across as the other.
Well, yeah. Even in the Bible, he says that Jesus actually cast demons out of people, and then they became normal again. The guy was burning himself and cutting himself, and cutting actually is demonic. You know, I mean, it says it right in the Bible. And he's all he did was, you know, was cast them out, and they became normal and ran back to their families, and they were like, oh my gosh, he's, you know, he was demon possessed. But if they had institutions back there, he probably would have been institutionalized. And I believe a lot of people are institutionalized that aren't insane. They could very well be possessed, but you cannot have light, you cannot have dark where there's lightness. So if you are a Christian, you cannot be possessed. They can attack, but they cannot possess you. So if the Holy Spirit's there, one has nothing to do with the other. So your wisdom will tell you, your discernment will tell you if you're in the wrong position. So these people, this is all for show. This is all for, you know, to get people to watch the programs. But again, like I said, and I'm not saying anything about you watching it, because I understand the need to, you know, to pick that kind of stuff up. And there's a lot of stuff like that that's really interesting. But I agree 100%. They look a lot alike. And how do you tell the difference? How do you know if someone's truly clinically insane because of medication their parents took when they were babies, or damage that was done to them in utero, or, you know, that these people have been possessed because their families delved, like my family did, you know, back when I was little, into Ouija boards and all that other kind of nasty stuff. You know, I mean, so you don't know.
You know, switching gears here, one thing that I want to say this before I forget it, because I want you to remind me and don't want to forget it when I get up there.
Okay.
I was talking about doing a live stream. What I want to do is I want to try to do a live stream with all of us.
Okay.
I think that would be so freaking awesome to have a live roundtable. We're all present, face to face, and we having these kind of discussions. Man, that'd be awesome.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
But I wanted to get there. Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's so hard. You know, if you think about it, it's so hard to tell the difference. You know, it's like when I was doing my serial killer videos, and I was doing all that research on them. That's hard on me to do that because, watching a movie or even a documentary or whatever, or reading something on the internet, that's one thing. But when you really get down in the dirt and dig into that and start researching it, personally, I'm sure some people it doesn't bother. For me, it takes me to a dark place.
Exactly.
And, but it's fascinating. And I came out of it with a theory. Hey, Kat, these kids, these people that commit these horrendous, acts, the debate is, are they born or are they made? And I think the answer lies somewhere in the middle, because I think somewhere along the line, there's something in them that is not necessarily bad, but it's that teetering point to where you end up with the psychopath that ends up being a murderer, or you end up with a psychopath that ends up being a corporate headhunter.
Yeah. Well, looky who's in the chat. Sir Doss.
What?
Sir Doss is in the chat.
Is he?
He is.
Hey, damn sure is. He's just talking about
Will you stop swearing? I'm telling you, I'm gonna hit you over the head. You keep it up. Just keep it up. You are so used to your yeah, Sir D. You're used to your chat and now this chat, I have to keep warning you that you're gonna get cactus thrown at you if you keep it up. Especially Miss Martha, she's gonna pop you in the head with. I'm surprised there you go. Miss Martha's got the cactus going. Yeah, this we keep it clean here. We keep it clean on this channel. You know that. Anyways, let me tell you something, and this is just a personal opinion, Mr. Tex. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Your fetish feeling type, gotta know about the dark side stuff. That has a lot to do with how you look at, like you said, are they clinically insane or are they demon possessed? You're sitting in the middle right there. And you have to get to a point where you actually can make a choice, which I'm sorry, but it's not going to happen. We can all watch these programs and say our opinion of what we think because, yeah, this makes sense, that makes sense, but you are who you are. And I'm sorry, sir, but you are who God made you, and you have more God in you than you have evil in you. And since you're looking so much at that evil part of it, okay, that is normal. Every single one of us do it at some point in our life, but one will take over. And the one that'll take over is when you're put in a position where you're going to have to make that choice. And when you are in that position, I don't care if you're out in the woods or if you're sitting in your vehicle, when it comes down to that point, you're going to make a choice. And when you do make that choice, all those questions, all those possibilities are going to go right out the window because they're not going to matter anymore. But I've been exactly where you're sitting right now. My head was full, but it almost destroyed me. What it did was it started playing on what ifs. And I started thinking about, some of the questions that the non-believers, were spouting about their non-belief. How is it bad things can happen to good people? How is it that if God loved us so much that he would destroy that's all that just resonated in my brain, and that's all I could think about. And then I started getting upset with the Lord. And that's exactly what the enemy wants. He wants that distance between the two of you so he can take over. My thing is, I'm not going to let it happen. From now, whenever, and that's why I am the way I am, and that's why everybody in here, that knows me, including you, that's why when it comes to that point, I shut that door, and I shut that door for a reason, because I've been close to the other side. and it's too close for comfort, and I shut the door. Absolutely no way, no ifs, ands, or buts. I want no part of it. And you just can't play that game because it's not a game. You know, it is forever. It's eternity, and it only
Right.
takes once. And I know there's a lot of people out there believe once saved, always saved. You know, there is a thin line with that statement, and I don't know exactly who said it or if it's some kind of religion. I don't know any of that kind of stuff. All I know is what the Lord has showed me, and that is you don't tempt him. You don't go out looking for things that you don't understand unless he sends you in that direction. Because if you
But maybe
do,
that's what he's doing.
huh?
But maybe that's what he's doing.
For what do you, well,
Maybe I'm saying with me. Maybe
yeah.
that's why I have all these curiosities. Maybe that's him pointing me down this path for a reason.
Well, this is what
And
I'm going to say.
you know,
Okay.
and I gotta say,
Yeah.
if I was to guess what the reason is, it would be to I don't want to use the word enlighten because I don't think I enlighten people, but to shine the light on a little darkness and put me in the position to do that by finding out what I can. I'm not saying I'm going to go out there and strip myself down spiritually. I'm not that. I'm crazy, not stupid. But it's like we were saying. The results would be. It wouldn't matter because it would be skewed anyway, either way. So there's no way even if you wanted to conduct an experiment like that, there's really no true way to do it because the environment is not controlled enough.
Right. I understand. Like I said, I do understand. I just wanted to point out that, I've done, well, hello, Pat. Welcome. I have done that. I've been there. I was like Martha. Martha said, you have to study your enemy. Okay.
Right?
And the Lord showed me, that was not my job. Okay. I don't have to study the enemy. My eyes are on the Lord, and I ask him to show me, person that's in my life for a reason or a season or something that he wants me to do, follow the path, and he didn't send me out to be a missionary out in a third world country. He also didn't, there's certain things that he didn't give me the gift of artistry so I can enlighten the world that way. We have our own jobs. We just don't know what they are. If we do know what we are, that is a very strong, person that is sure of themselves because of what, they believe or what they know the Lord told them to do. Because look at anybody in the Bible. Look at Noah. Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
look at Isaiah. Look at anybody in the Bible. There's a lot of people that didn't have any idea what they were doing, but yet they were following. But when evil was put in their path, they were given a choice. And the Lord always pre-warned them. Now, if that little inkling comes, that pre-warning inkling comes where you're sitting on the fence, to me, that's an absolute, because that says an absolute no-no. And that's one of the reasons, like I said, that I turn the other direction. I don't put my head in the sand, but that's an absolute no-no. And I'll put my foot down, not happening, because I have been there. And it wasn't that I was tempting fate, because back when I did this, I wasn't even a Christian. I didn't even know about the Lord. But I wanted some answers. So I went looking for answers. And I'll tell you what, once you step into any kind of darkness, I don't care if it's watching movies, watching porn, watching this, watching that, doing this, doing that, it can consume you.
Oh, it definitely can. There ain't no doubt about it.
Right. And I'm not willing right now, because the way things are, especially, I mean, if I had 50 more or plus years left in my life, if I was in my 30s or 20s even, and things were happening the way they're happening right now, okay, my head would be geared towards, all right, something's got to change. And so my choice is, just like the media out there's choice, is to do it all negative. The kids are looking at it. Okay, they're listening to what's happening. The the police are bad, the military is bad, the president's bad, our food is bad, the air is bad. What's the point of living? So if what's the point of living, then let's take out as many people as we can, because there's no such thing as remorse anymore. There's no such thing as the shock value has just gone out the window. You know, we don't teach our kids anymore. All right, let me just backtrack a second. How many families sit down at the dinner table together and eat? How many?
Not many.
More than likely, when it comes to their quality time is going to the store and buying the kids new iPhones or iPads or clothes, or taking them to the mall, or dropping them off at their friend's house. This division has happened for a reason. And so we have a choice. That's what I said. You're right at that fence line. This is just my opinion. Don't get upset with me. But you are like a lot of people right on that fence line, and it'll be real easy to keep going with the what ifs and the what ifs and the what ifs and go off into that direction, as opposed to standing your ground saying, I don't think so. Because I don't care what's out there anymore. If I meet a teenager on the street, and that teenager starts spouting off nasty stuff, you know, you got two choices. You can either add to that conversation, or you can turn around and pray for them, or smile, or do what's inside, what you know how to do. We know how to do things right. We're choosing to play with that right. And that's where I think it becomes dangerous. Because, you know, the Sasquatch and all the rest of the stuff that's out there, is all new to us. This is just, you know, something beyond the normal, what we're doing at home, what we've been doing for the past 30 years. Oh my gosh, you know, this is a whole different ball game. And every one of us that have had a sighting or been growled at or something like that, our lives have completely changed. Now what do you do? Now what do you do with what? You think God didn't put this in our path? We don't know that, but here's the deal. Our lives have changed. So what do you do with it now? The same stuff that's going on in the world around us. Hello.
But B called it right. He said, you're on fire tonight. I'm thinking, yes. And she's cutting it all loose on me.
I'm not trying. I am not trying to do that. What I'm trying to say is, Tex, we love you. We all love you very much. And I know that you're bold, and I know that this stuff doesn't bother you, that you don't have the same type of fear. You have that want of knowledge. You want to know what's going on. And you're just like the rest of us, just like DDoS and just like the rest of us. We all have that want to know, and there's a lot of us that are very bold in what we want to know, right?
You know, it's his fault, right?
Do what?
It's his fault. He got me into this.
What? Well, yeah, I know, but we do. We
created this monster.
we do. We love you, Tex, and all of us. You know, pray a lot. We do. We pray a lot. DDoS and you and the rest of the guys on these bigger channels than ours. I pray for you guys all the time. It's a major thing that I pray for you, because I want you under the protection. If you're not going to pray for yourself, even if you do, if you say a simple prayer, say, hey, I'm a Christian and I pray. Well, you've got more protection than that, because there's a lot of people out there that pray for you. And when I feel something in my spirit, I can't help but open my mouth. And I do believe, I'm sorry, but I do believe the Holy Spirit slaps me in the face and I can't stop talking. You know, and then when I'm done.
I gotta tell you, he slapped you pretty hard tonight.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. I'm sorry. Well.
No, don't apologize. I love it.
Well, we want.
You know,
Me too, Martha.
Trust me, I'm not taking offense by anything you're saying, because you know what? I know you got my best interest at heart. But let me put your mind at ease, darling. Okay?
Okay.
Every time I go out, I cover myself.
Okay.
Okay? It's like I said a while ago, I'm crazy, not stupid.
Okay. Yeah,
and
mine too,
in
dude.
fact, every video that I have that where I go out and I'm out in the field, you'll notice a moment of silence. I'm not saying anything. And then you'll hear me say amen. And that's when I go.
Well, good.
So, and I got to tell you, who got me started when I first started doing this, you know, when I first went out with Dee, that never even crossed my mind. I was going to hunt. I was hunting critters. That was it.
Yeah.
You know, like I've done 1,000 times. I'm going deer hunting or whatever. It wasn't any different to me.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, the more I got to know Dee and he got to know me, I understood that there was more to this. And especially when I started experiencing different kinds of stuff, it was like, and you know, he's the one that started talking about you have to put your armor on before you go out, you know, and I'll tell you Friday, okay, I'll tell you Friday when I see you that I'm going to hint to right now.
Well, tell D Doss to show up, because he was. I invited him to come Friday. Can you imagine that round table?
Well, as far as I knew, I thought he was coming.
I don't know if he's able to make it or not.
I hope he shows up. It would be great.
It would be great.
All of us sitting around. I mean, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But you know, I told Dee something one time. That I have a weird belief in something, and that protects me. And you know, I fully expected him to go, "Yeah, you're nuts," but he didn't. Yeah, I get that, you know. And me and Dee haven't spent a lot of time together, but you know, it doesn't matter. I mean, you know, we don't talk that much anymore, but it wouldn't matter. I still love him like a brother, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So when we see this, you're gonna be picked right back up where we left off. You know, I can feel it. But what's this guy's YouTube channel? Trinity Pair Cryptid Research.
Well,
I got beat up for that too.
Yeah, Pappy's been posting your link to your chat.
Well, I appreciate that. But anyway, there's something that I have that's very personal to me that I feel protects me, and I'm going to share that with you Friday night when I see you on Friday. Well, I'll see you Friday morning at some point. Okay. So I will share that with you, and
thank you, Jamie.
I want to see your reaction, you know, but I think it's going to be positive.
Okay.
But anyway, he's the one that got me started on the whole put your armor on before you go. You know, you got to paid up, prayed up. That's exactly how he put it.
Amen.
And that's something that I've never forgotten, that I've always done, you know, and it was because of him, you know. So what he taught me is one of the big reasons that I feel safe when I go out there. Okay, because I think he taught me how to do it right.
There you go.
You know,
he's a good guy.
I don't mean just to be sitting here just tooting his own horn, but I'm trying to recruit him and get him to hurry up and get him to commit to come out Friday.
Yeah, I text D once in a while, especially when he's on his live, and I hear him going one direction, and I don't say anything, and sometimes people don't even know I'm in the chat, and then when the chat's over, I'll go ahead and I'll text him on Messenger, and I love it when he gets like this, because I do the same thing. I mean, there's a lot of us that do the same thing, but boy, when you get when you get a dose of the Holy Spirit and you can't stop talking, you can't stop telling people how much you love them and God bless you and prayers, and you say prayers for people. I mean, it just becomes, there's that light. And it's so much nicer, is it not, in that light than it
Oh
is
yeah, no doubt.
mulling around in the dark, and I'm not talking about the proverbial dark here. It's so much nicer in the light. And the way you feel when you get off of your live chats, people have a peace, and that's exactly what these channels are for. I'm proud of Dee, very proud of Dee, especially since a lot of people say, why do you keep doing that? Why do you keep mixing God up in this? Well, I'm the same way, and there's a lot of channels that are doing the same thing, and I'm very proud of them, because in the midst of all this garbage going on, people can get lost. And I can't
Well,
help myself but to say, tell you point blank, we love you and we're praying for you, and I'm glad that you're covered, and I'm glad that you're coming on Friday, and I get my hug finally. And and I can't wait for us all to sit around and discuss stuff, because I've been waiting for this for a long time, I mean a long time. There's a kindred spirit there. It's been that way for a long time. And
yeah.
most people that know me, uh, most people that know me know that I have a big open heart for people. Okay, and I do. I have an open heart for people. But there's certain people that are just like you. You're a sister and a brother. It's just completely different. It's just there. And so we will. Dee does it. I do it. And I've even heard you do it on your channel. You just someone will make a comment on your channel and you're gone. You're on it and you don't get off it until your channel's done. And I've seen you do it. So
Yeah, guilty as charged.
yep. So there, I don't know. I just happen to like I like the light end of the world at this point. I choose to be around people that are the same, are believers, and I choose to be around people that want to pray for each other and want to help each other. And you would give the shirt off your back, so you're not fooling anybody. And now you don't try, but you'd give the shirt off your back to anybody. And I don't
You know,
doubt for a minute that when people say these Sasquatches can pick up your inner person, I believe that 100% wholeheartedly. That when
well,
you
I
go
do
out
too.
there,
I mean, but I know I'm going to get beat up here. But so do dogs and horses. They're
that's all
some of
right.
the best judges of character.
That's all right. Yes, they are.
So, you know,
And
and some
why?
people have that gift.
And
You know,
why do you
but
think they do? Why do you think horses and dogs can pick that up on people?
I,
They're not,
I don't know.
because they're not inundated with the world.
Well, yeah, that's true. But I mean,
They don't watch TV and pick up what's going on out there. They live. And that's what we're supposed to be doing, living. But we're so caught up in what's going on in the world, we forget how to live. So our channels, DDoS's,
Happy Two Bird,
here's, yours, huh?
Happy Two Bird, Texas sure is good for two people. He's a power lifter.
Pappy's adorable.
I'm curious as how he knew I used to power lift.
All you got to do is look. I mean, look at your arms, for crying out loud. You crack knuckles with those things, huh?
Maybe a time or two.
Yeah, a time or two. I want to go back in. I really want to get back onto my kickboxing. I wish my sciatic would let me, but dang, I miss it so bad. I
Oh, I
absolutely.
hear you. My back's been throwing fits too. But
Well, I don't know. Anyways, good night, DDoS. Thank you for showing up here. We appreciate you.
brother,
I love you, and I hope
love
to
you,
see you
man.
Friday. See you Friday.
I'll tell you who I want to get together, and I've wanted to since I met Jason. And I want to get Jason and Doss together on a show.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Huh.
You talk about and get them talking on scripture and this and that. Woo!
And you're going to sit back there with just pulling on your chin, pulling on your chin.
I will. Yeah, I might as well. I might as well sit back and just draw pictures and drink my whiskey because I'll never get a word in edgewise.
Oh my gosh. Well, those two are definitely, you know, I mean, like I said, I've heard Jason, and of course I know Dee. I don't know Jason very well, or I don't really know him at all. But yeah, I love those kind of conversations. You know, absolutely. Something tried to get in through your garage door. What? Shadow. Look what Shadow just wrote.
If you know,
Say it.
I'm trying to put it into words. You know, sometimes I have my tongue gets wrapped around my eye teeth and I can't see what I'm saying.
Well, stop reading the chat then. I know you.
Jason is, you know, in some ways, him and Dee remind me of each other. But because they both have a lot to say it and they say it well. You know, and they're not full of BS. Especially with, well, I take that back. They are, but in a good way. You know what I'm saying? When they get, they have such compassion for their fellow man.
Yeah.
And it shows because as tough as they want to seem, they both wear their hearts on their sleeves.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I'm probably shocked by both of them talking about this.
I was gonna say, like you.
Really great people, you know.
Like you too.
And the conversation those two could have together, I think, would be phenomenal. And one of these days, we're gonna make it happen.
I was gonna say, get it done. Absolutely, I'll be there.
But and we're gonna have to do this more often.
Oh, exactly.
My days off, that'd be cool.
Exactly. And like I said, I know I've been lost for quite a while, but the move was really taxing. And remember, it's just my husband and myself, you know, and there's a lot to do here. I mean, it's all great on camera, you know, it looks good and things are coming together, but it's a lot of work. And by the time we're done, between the bugs, you know, and the dogs and the snakes and the heat and the thunderstorms and the flooding, you know, I mean, we've just been kind of like overloaded, and I'm trying to keep some semblance of normality, you know, in my my YouTube watching or the videos I post or trying to talk to people. And it's just been really hard. And mainly, like I said, mainly right now what's going on is there's a lot of people that are really sick. Even Kevin's dad's been really sick, and I've been trying to help him through some stuff. But I do seriously miss the conversations that we have at night. And I think there's a lot of us that, you know, you're not so much as a night owl on, you know, YouTube as we are, but there's a lot of people that stay up all night long because either they don't sleep or they're hurting or they're sad, you know, or something bad's going on. And to have these conversations, like I tell people all the time on the chat or whoever jumps in here, if you just want to pop on and call me and just have a conversation, I'm willing. We don't have to talk about Sasquatch. You don't have to have an encounter. We can just have a conversation, because this is the way it should be. You know, I mean,
Yes.
this is just the way it should be. And
Well, it's all about, you know, I mean, this is how, you know, especially right now in today's world, this is how a lot of people fellowship.
yeah,
You know, it's like I was telling, we had the Moms of Miracles on my show, you know, and it's like, and we were talking about the whole organized religion thing, going to church and all that stuff. I said, if you ask me, I said, every Monday night it's me, and I said, you know, I said, to me, this is church.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the way church used to be back in the day too. You know, sure, the ones that went to the synagogues went there for a reason, you know,
Right.
but and the ones that worked in the synagogues, you know, were doing that for a reason. And then Jesus went in and yelled at them because they were doing it for the wrong reason. But anyway, the bottom line is people met in their houses. You know, they met in each other's houses, then they had church. You know, it's not religion; it's a faith. You know, it's a belief. It's one spirit, and that can be held anywhere. You don't need to walk into you know, a church in order for that to happen. You know, I don't think I don't think it's wrong that there's churches out there, and a lot of people feel very comfortable going to church, and they like that companionship. And I know right now there's none of us, hardly any of us here, that's even met each other face to face. You know, Ramona and I have met face to face, and Martha and I have met face to face, and Pat and I have met face to face. Christy, you know, but there's a lot of people that have never met face to face, and yet we feel very close to each other. And when that happens, it not only does it feel good, but you know that you have people behind you. You know, you know that you have someone that you can, because anybody here, absolutely anybody here on this channel can be reached by someone who needs help. All you have to do is ask, and anybody here would give you their email addresses or their messenger, anything, and they'll say, call me, talk to me. That's just the way they are, you know. So I mean, I absolutely love it.
You know, there's a lot of the same people that, you know, I see a lot of the same people in here that I see on mine.
Exactly.
And it's just it's just a great bunch of people. You know, it's like you were saying. It's a perfect example. The other night when we all prayed for Kathleen, you know, she was having kidney stones and just, you know, couldn't do anything, you know, and well, I don't know, it was just a day or so later she passed them.
Yeah. Oh, that's happened. I mean, that's happened many times on the channels.
Yeah.
Yes, Carol and Bill.
I mean,
Carol, come to the camp out. Go ahead. Sorry.
I said, you know, it's a wonderful thing, but I mean, it's just it's that type of thing that you know makes you realize, you know, reaffirms, wow, this stuff really works. Yeah. You know.
Mm-hmm. And we know for a fact that, I mean, I can't put it any other way, Tex. If you look what happened from the time I started praying and asking the Lord to help us move to the time we actually moved, I mean, it was incredible, absolutely incredible. Everybody got together and gave us the money it took to save us from being thrown out in 10 days. I mean, every single dime came in, everything got paid. The people that were trying to take our house, I'm sure, were very upset about that because they knew we had no money. You know, they knew we couldn't get out of that mess, but the Lord stepped in and everybody else stepped in. And then the day before we were getting ready to get out of the house, my children still didn't have a place to go. And it happened that night that it popped up on Facebook, a rental. And I called it, told the guy, look, don't put me through the rigmarole. I have the cash. Open the door. You know, they need to move in. And he did. That just doesn't happen. Everything happened exactly. And I was just in total awe because he never ceases to amaze me. How people cannot believe. There's just no way that would have happened. No, I'm sorry, but I'm not a coincidence person. I mean, I might think it's a coinky-dink if I meet somebody I haven't seen in 10 years, you know, at the grocery store. But as far as this stuff, you know, my life is concerned and the things that happen, no, I don't think it's coincidental. I think absolutely 100% it's the Lord. And when he really showers you, excuse me, when he showers you with his presence, you know, making things happen, you're the tailspin. You're like, oh my gosh, this I didn't expect this. Look back, you know, even 10 days, look back and think of how you were. That's why I tell people to journal all the time, because you'd be surprised what happens from day 1 to day 5. I mean, it's a shock to the system, but I love it. I absolutely love it. And like I said, I miss these chats so bad, you know, and And I try very hard to go to sleep, but I end up staying at that window and just watching outside and listening to the night sounds and just wishing I could be up here with all my family, you know, just jaw-jacking. But in this teeny tiny little camper, when the air's on, the air conditioner's on, you probably couldn't hear me even with my big mouth, you know? I mean, it's very overpowering. So, anyways, yeah.
Well, we are definitely, we're going to knock this weekend out. We're going to have a ball, and it's going to be fun, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait either.
We're going to do this more often, too, on yours and mine.
Yeah,
so.
It's just, I don't know. You can't replace it with anything. I mean, I can sit here and have 5 people on this chat and probably 5 lurking. Hello, my lurkers. And and we can just sit here and listen to the crickets or the frogs and nothing going on. I mean, just sit here because we're all together. You know, I mean, and once in a while someone will pop up with something silly, especially if Hobbit's here or somebody like that, and they start, or Matt, you know, they start joking around. And next thing you know, you got people that were probably sitting there thinking about the whole rotten day are now laughing. You know, they're laughing out loud. They're having, and then when they do go to sleep, you know, I can't imagine it anything other than a peaceful night. You know, and that's, I think we need more of that. I really do. But sorry, but the last 3 times I've listened to DDoS's channel, I'm so wired up I can't go to sleep. I mean, I am rebuking and praying and calling on the Lord and yelling at people, and oh my gosh, he gets me going. You know, the same way I get him going. We start praying together, and man, I'm telling you, there's fire.
Have you had a chance to check out Jason's new channel?
No, I haven't. I haven't had a chance to do anything. In fact, when you're on, how many times have you been on live and I haven't been there?
Well, yeah.
I can't, I'm telling you, it's been crazy around here. We're trying so hard to get all this stuff. I remember I said, I want my hubby to be able to play on the tractor, you know, just let him, and we have to get there first. You know, it took a lot, it's taking a lot out of us, although it's, you know, it's kind of rewarding feeling, but the chicken coop and then the well and the electricity and no more generator, thank God. And now we have satellites so I can go live again. And I have the hot house, and I'll have, you know, next year or this year I'll have a decent crop, and next year we'll have food, and then chickens are going to start laying eggs pretty soon. But it all takes time, you know, so I haven't been anywhere. I'm lucky if I can jump on, say hi, and then go away. So I haven't had a chance to listen to his, and I put D's on the other night because of the comment he made, and I lost him 3 minutes into the chat. My internet went down. So, but now hopefully they have that fixed.
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, they're going to be here tomorrow too. The technicians are going to be here tomorrow. So I'm hoping that it gets totally fixed, because the modem is hot, and I keep telling them it's really hot. You pick it up and it shouldn't be that hot. And he said that it was wired wrong, and he believes that's one of the problems. That's why I keep losing internet, because the modem is getting too hot.
I'm typing, so I'm listening.
So by the time you're here, everything should be running. AT&T runs really well here. I have 5 bars at all times.
Nice.
So at least, oh, thank you, Tex. And not another Bible study, yeah. When I go back and watch it, I'll be able to pop on there and then subscribe to his channel.
Yeah, he's he'll get you going, that's for sure.
Yeah, I love it, and I think we need it. I think we really need to get away from some of the negative stuff for a while and start thinking about, you know, I lost so many people in my family that I look at people now and I almost look at them as if it's the last time I see them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just hard not to, it's hard not to be yourself when you're just overloaded with today's realities. Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, it's hard, but like you said, we need to stay positive.
Yeah.
You know, and if I can be positive and affect just and you know, have a positive effect on just one person,
Yep.
it's worth it.
It is.
You know.
Absolutely, it is. And that's what I'm trying to do with the herbals, you know, with the wild edibles and stuff. You know, there's a lot of people that are afraid of what's going to happen, you know, and maybe one of these people that are out there doing an expedition maybe get lost in the woods. And if I'm able to help one person by teaching them unmistakable a wild edible, that's because I'm trying to do the ones that are just available everywhere, not just in one region. And if they can eat that and it help them, or patch a, you know, something that they hurt themselves or something like that, then I feel like I've done my job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
It's got to be others first. It's just the way it is. It's just got to be others first.
Yeah, you can't go through this life and be selfish. You'll be miserable. You know,
Exactly.
you might have short term happiness or what you think is happiness, but in the long term you're going to end up miserable and alone. You're a miserable person.
Yeah.
Negative.
I don't think a lot of people realize that because they're so caught. There's a lot of people that are just so caught up in what's going on right now that, you know, the old adage, you can't see the forest through the trees. Well, they're not even looking at the trees.
I started doing something, or well, I didn't start. I quit doing something about 7 years ago, and it was one of the best decisions I ever made.
What?
And I quit watching the news.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Period. Only time I watch the news is maybe there's a storm coming through.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's about it.
You know what I do too. I know there's a lot of people that stop watching the news, but you know what I've been doing a lot lately that I really like doing is just going outside and doing a 360. Looking at the clouds, the sky, the trees, my feet on the ground, just looking around and realizing there's a whole different world out there. You know, and there is. You know, it's just, we forget that stuff.
And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to bow out because my batteries are running, not my phone, but me, my batteries are running kind of low. To me, the media is the most evil thing out there.
Yep, me too.
So, you know, I think they feed on it, and they do nothing but stoke the fires. There's, unfortunately, for that, there's no end in sight. But, you know, if we can, if a few of us can stick together and be positive for each other and be there for each other, I think we'll, in the long run, we're the ones that's going to come out on top.
Well, we're also changing the media by doing what we're doing. It's still media.
Right.
I'm sorry to lose you. I'm sorry you're leaving. I know you're tired, but, you know, I could talk to you all night.
Well, I feel the same way. You know, I mean, if I could, I would. You know.
Yeah, I know.
But I've been up since 3:30 this morning, so it's a long day.
Yeah, I know the feeling. But you can call anytime. I mean, anytime. And, you know.
Well, I will, and I'm going to start. I'm going on my days off, and I got to get better about it. I'm going to start chiming in more often. That's for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, I will. I know a lot of people have issues with the notifications. They're not getting notified of the live chats. So sometimes, you know, if you guys can share it someplace where you think other people will be, then I hate to say that, but it really irritates me that has happened. But because whenever I go on anybody's channel, you know, if I'm watching yours, you know, I will repost it. I'll share it. You know, I keep sharing it because it's not that we're trying to get subscribers, because we're not. But the what you're talking about, I think, is important. And I also think a lot of people want to hear that other than what they're listening to by, you know, mainly the news and that kind of nasty stuff. So, you know, anyway, so I share them out, you know, give somebody something else to watch. Yeah, Martha does it, Pappy does it. I know a lot of people that share these videos. So, and yours included, yours, Dee's. There's only a select few, and I know the people do the same thing I do on the same videos, so. So, anyways, but it was a pleasure, and I miss you, and I can't wait till Friday to see you and get my hug. And we're gonna have a fun weekend. And then, yes, if you would, I don't care if it's once a month, Tex. If we can just, hook up like this once a month and just have a conversation. Let's just talk about what's going on and the fun things we're learning. Whatever.
We will definitely do that.
Okay.
I will. In fact, I will promise you that right now. At least once a month we'll do this.
Good, because I miss you.
I miss you too.
But thank you very much, Tex. Let him go to bed, guys. And thank you very much. I appreciate you coming on, and I can't wait to see you. And, you did great. And I'm sorry I jumped on you.
No, don't be. I love it.
But I will
love
see.
it. You know
I will
what?
literally see you soon.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
Yeah.
You give me a check. I need somebody for that.
Well, if we didn't love you, I wouldn't do it.
I hear that.
All right, guys. Well, say
You
goodnight to
have a
Tex.
good night, and we will see you Friday.
Okay, hon.
All right,
Take
sis.
care.
We'll
God
talk to
bless
later.
you. Love ya.
Love you too.
Bye. Oh, wasn't that awesome? Tex is such a good guy. Good night, Sharon. God bless you. Thank you for showing up. Appreciate you. It was nice. It was nice hearing from him, wasn't it? Me, my big mouth. Sometimes it just happens, doesn't it? I couldn't help myself. Anyways. I haven't heard a blasted thing outside except for the dogs. Did you guys hear that owl? Wasn't that cool? And a lot of people showed up, and I couldn't, of course, you know me, I'm not going to ask them to be quiet so I can say hello, but good, Jamie. I'm glad. Oh, Jamie, I wish you were going to be here Friday. I got a surprise for you. I'll wait until after this weekend before I tell you your surprise since you're not coming. Nanny, nanny, nanny. I'm horrible, aren't I? Mothzilla. Uh-oh. Good night, Tex. Get some sleep, sweetie. I can't wait till Friday. And we're going to have some good cooking, though, I'll tell you that. Love you too, Jamie. But I have a lot of information for you. I mean, the Lord kept me up last night. God is my witness. Sure I do, Ramona. As God is my witness, the Lord gave me a regimen that it's just, oh my goodness. It was enlightening, and I was so excited. I was almost in tears. And I started mine today, and what a blessing. What a blessing. Yeah, whatever, Denny. You're a bad boy. Hello, Strange. Welcome. Anyway, yeah, Ramona, since you'll be, I don't know. Yeah, I'll set up the tent, and if you want me to, I'll stay out here with you in the tent. Denny won't mind. He'll be sound asleep outside 15 minutes as soon as it... No, not even 15 minutes. He lays down, and I'm telling you... Quiet, Pappy. I'm telling you, it doesn't take that boy 5 minutes. I don't know how he does it, but he just passes out. And I'm sitting there, tapping my fingers on the windowsill. But you can't wait till Saturday. Oh, you scrubs. Well, I want Richard to come too, but I don't want you to just be there Saturday and go home. Shut up, stomach. Blah, 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 Matt. Where's Tim, by the way, anyway? Did you see what he wrote on my last video? Oh, and guess what? My other video will probably take about 24 hours to load. What do you think about that? Hey, Bobby, how are you? So we had a visit by Sir Doss, and Blood showed up. I saw that. Rod, Shadow. I mean, a lot of people I haven't seen in a long time. It was really nice. Like I said, I miss everybody. It won't take, I keep saying that. I have no idea. I'm not even going to tell you that. I have no idea how long it'll take before we'll go back to the live chats. But right now, I'm really super excited that they have agreed to move us back there and change the road. That's going to make a big difference. I guess I'm going to have to sit in the cabana at night in front of the fire outside and do my lives. Can you imagine me sitting out there all night? That's going to be funny. Oh, really, Ramona? Well, Denny doesn't do that, but... Good night, Moog. I appreciate you being here, too. I haven't seen you in a while. Oh, you're more than welcome, Bill. I got what you said. Yeah, I finally got to watch your interview, Moga, and bits and pieces here and there. PM or AM, Bill? What are you talking about, Denny? Get to do what all over again? He's being bad. Oh, yeah, well... That's fine. What time is it here? Let's see. What time is it? It's 11...
34.
It's 11:34. Me too, Peppy. I'm saying my prayers, and the next thing you know, the birds are singing. Good morning. That doesn't happen very often, though. Usually I'm up basically almost all night. Yeah, we had a nice breeze today, but I got overheated again. I was just... Psh. Where are you, California? Oh, no, California's behind. Okay, Khaki, I will. Yeah, we are a big family, Strange. We pray a lot, we cry a lot, we talk a lot. I do most of the talking, though. Right, baby? Oh, awesome. Well, welcome. You're the stepchild. You're adorable, Matt. Did you go back to work, Matt? Yeah, it's some beautiful country up there. I've only been to Canada once. So many places. You've been there once, too?
Yeah, Victoria.
I went to Toronto. Shut up, stomach. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. Denny, maybe you can explain to them that noise we heard today. Well, wasn't that weird?
I don't know what to say.
It was weird, though, wasn't it?
What, humming noise?
Yeah.
I just figured it was some UFO checking us out.
Did you guys hear him? Silly egg.
Or the government drone checking out so they can tax us.
They better not. They show up here and it's all over. I can legally shoot here. And a little little black box shows up here and it's going bye-byes. I no longer live in the city. Da 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 da. Yeah, there's a Justin Barber. He goes out there in Newfoundland. Isn't that where he's from? I watch him all the time. I absolutely love watching people that go out there for 30, 40, 50 days. Not in the snow. Forget that. You'd find me a popsicle out there. I'd be an iceberg. There is a bird out here. Ramona, maybe you know what what it is. We can't figure out what kind of bird it is, but it sounds like you're in the jungle. What?
From Africa.
Yeah, it's literally sound. I have never heard that bird in my life. It sounds like you're in a jungle. Oh, I would love to. It was one thing on my list that I wanted to do.
Well, go to the Arctic?
Yeah.
Sure, east? Yeah.
Yeah, no.
As long as it doesn't drop below 70.
Whatever. Oh. That's what I said, woodpecker.
And go, caw, 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 caw.
Oh, it's not a wood knock. It is,
What was that?
I don't know. Denny, that thing's on fire out there again. Denny,
I can't see it. There's no window here.
it just burned out. Uh-oh, it just burned out. Denny's awesome, isn't he, Ramona? He's cute.
Whoa, food. There it goes.
I told you.
Well, obviously it can't handle the heat.
Well, it's still plugged in, right?
Yeah.
You want to start a fire?
Yeah.
No.
At least I'll have flame out there.
I don't know if it got put out. No, it was on fire.
All right, I'll go unplug it.
Oh, good idea, Matt. I don't know why I don't think of those things. Take my flashlight.
No,
Yes. Yes.
why?
Because of the snakes, Denny.
They won't bite me.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. It was just a light that was in a box. It was some kind of spotlight. I don't even know who it belonged to. Whose was that, Denny?
I have no idea, but obviously it wasn't yours.
Well, that's why they got rid of it. La 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 la. Did you guys hear that noise? There's some funky stuff that happens out here at night. Exactly, Martha. That's what I'm saying. What was that noise? Inside my stomach. Rumble, rumble. Whoever's contacting me on Messenger, I can't answer it yet. It's pretty active here, isn't it, Ramona? I'd love it if you and Carol showed up, Bill. That'd be awesome. It's Friday and Saturday. I mean, yeah, Friday and Saturday, and most people leave probably on Sunday. Yeah. Caw, caw. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, hi, Sarah. You're still here? Did you get help, Sarah? I'm sorry, sweetie.
And the Lord said, let there be light. And he saw it was good.
You're adorable. No, I don't think so, Ramona. Well, you can't row that fast, Matt. If you could row that fast, you'd be invited. Besides, it's an open invitation. But if DDoS shows up and Tex, can you imagine with everybody else we got showing up? It'll be a round table. Oh, that'll be fun. I'll have my camera going. Tex will have his camera going. Oh, that should be interesting.
I'll have my tractor going.
You better not have your tractor going. Good night, Sarah. God bless you.
It's still lit.
Kinda. Not really.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to tell me either.
It filled it full of fluid.
I know, but at least you don't have to go out there and turn it off tonight.
No, and go out by itself.
Yes, Strange. I'm having a camp out on Friday, this coming Friday.
Oh, I see the little dots.
Oh, Ramona, I found a bunch of stuff. Denny and I went back in the back and we were looking for some rocks for the chicken coop. And I was so excited because some more of my edibles have shown up. And I was just jumping for joy. I can't wait. I haven't done any more of my book. I just kind of let that go right now. I've got more pressing things going on. But you ought to get, if I put it in my mouth and I eat it, it doesn't mean that you have to. Because, you know, I'm crazy that way.
You're going to lose your light.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. But I said it on my plantain video that I'm not a doctor. I'm not a herbologist, anything like that. And trust me, sometimes your plants can be more dangerous, if not as dangerous as some of the pharmaceuticals, especially if you don't know you're allergic to it. And if you're out in the woods and you don't know whether you're allergic to it or not, anaphylactic shock is not something to play with. So, you know, you really have to try it when you're around people and find out whether you're allergic to these plants. Good night, Sarah. God bless you too.
Well, you want me to go sit out there on a chair with a flashlight?
No, baby. Yeah, I don't know how to do that, Ramona. I have to start doing that, putting the disclaimer up. Maybe I should put it just in the title. Can I do that? But I'm stressing to people, really stressing to people to make sure that they know. That's why I do the way I'm doing it. I really want you to know the plants and know what oh gosh, like plantain. You would not believe what plantain does and how good it is. But you guys will learn all that when it uploads. As soon as we get this chicken coop done. Oh, and then listen to this. Remember I told you about the dog kennel that we were supposed to get? Now I'm thinking that it was a scam and they took our money. Awesome, Pappy.
Seeing that alien eye out there?
Is that an alien eye?
Don't look at the light.
Yeah. Yeah, I went on. Well, I hope so, Khaki. No, I haven't found any lamb's quarters here. You know, I've been looking, but I haven't found any yet. But the place that it said that there was a dog kennel, and It was a decent price. I mean, it wasn't overpriced and it wasn't, you know, cheap. And so we ordered it, and then they said it was a 5-day delivery. Well, I contacted them and told them that, you know, it had been 10 days, you know, where is it? And I got nothing back. And then, so I decided to put the name of the company that I bought it from online, and there was a whole bunch of things, people saying that they were a scammer and they took their money, and I'm like, oh gosh. You know, you can't, shame on people that do things like that. Like, we don't have enough money as it is, right? Things are tight, and you're going to throw money out the window to somebody that just is evil enough to take it? No, Jamie. I don't think so. I don't know how to do that. I have Google Maps on my phone.
Yeah, we know where our property is. We just don't know where the corners are.
Yeah, no, because if they send it here and they can't find it, UPS usually drops it off. But if it's not UPS, then I pick it up at the post office.
You wouldn't be picking that up at the post office.
Sure you would.
There
Good night, beauty. God bless you. Yeah, I research the companies normally, but we needed it so bad. The dogs have to have some place to go, and we just, you know, I want them away from the snakes if I can possibly do that. Good night, Pam. God bless you, sweetie. It was nice seeing ya. Don't say that, Pappy. Denny, stop that. Oh, there's a lot of scamming going on. My FEMA page, you know, because I take a lot of classes on FEMA, and they were warning about the scams, the Social Security scams that are out there. Well, I did that. I dropped a pin. I don't know if that's going to help anybody unless I give them the coordinates.
Why do you want to give the coordinates?
I don't. I'm just saying.
And the government knows exactly where to find you.
Well, they do anyway.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. You have a phone, don't you? You know exactly where to find you.
Yeah, but my phone's unlisted.
Same here, Pappy. Your phone's not unlisted, you silly thing.
Besides, it never works.
That's something I haven't heard in a long time. Hey, my phone's unlisted.
What was that light just then? Flashlight?
I don't know.
That's what you ought to do, shine your flashlight out the window.
No. I don't know if I want to do that. Oh, I absolutely love it. Look at how dark it is. It's darker here than it was in Arkansas. Is that thing moving out there? Denny, stop it.
Did that help?
Denny, no. Why are you being bad tonight?
I was trying to give you light.
Don't want lights out there.
I know you don't like to show your face, but this is ridiculous.
I'll be showing my ugly mug on Friday.
Nothing ugly about you.
Whatever.
Pulled 2 ticks off of me.
Yeah, I know. I pulled a tick off me, too.
I think that's blood to spare.
All right, so somebody talk to me. Tell me what you're doing. Tell me what's going on in your life. I'm excited. I'm so excited. Yeah, Denny. Yeah. It's really funny when he goes outside. No elderberries either. I have an elderberry bush that I am growing right now. He goes out in his skivvies because there's nobody around here. He goes, what if UPS shows up? No, I haven't watched any of that, Martha. I haven't watched Dutch in so long. Black bears are getting eaten everywhere. And I'm not eating them. So somebody's eating them. And remember, Ramona, where we saw the wild grapes in the front of the property? Well, there's some in the back. Woohoo! That's what I said. I only have a couple more days. If I don't get my mushrooms, put away and started, I'm gonna lose them. Oh, really? Find out where he moved to, Martha. Yeah, that's why we moved, Strange. We're not off grid, but we're definitely out in the boonies. As you can tell, there are no lights. No lights anywhere. I could look all over the place, you won't find a light. Hey, George. George. I call him George. Yeah. I wish we had chaga here. But that's not indigenous to this area. But you know what is? I found some oyster mushrooms. They were really hard. Turkey tails here. Lion's mane is here. I haven't found any other kind of mushrooms so far. But yeah, I don't have any birch trees here. I haven't found any morels either. Hen of the woods is what I'm looking for.
I heard that.
Me too. Where are our dogs?
Right here by our door.
So is that an imitation dog bark?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys hear that? From the flower. You know, when it pops, all those little seeds. Well, that wasn't our dog, Jamie. Didn't it sound? It sounded like an imitation dog bark. Hey, George. Hello.
That's the George again.
Yep. Oh, chanterelles. I love chanterelles. Well, thank you. I think I might have some here, but I'm not sure. I have to wait until they flower. Yeah, I just think it's weird that you hear one dog bark and my dogs aren't making a sound. You don't think that my dogs would go crazy if there was another dog close by?
Yeah, they ain't leaving. They're not leaving the front of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I hear them.
Yep. Now I hear 'em. Other dogs. Yeah, I have a small. It looks like a hothouse, but it's just made out of plastic, and I have to cover it dark. You know, with a tarp or something.
You should have bought that blue container and put your mushrooms in it
What blue container?
and put the lid on it.
What blue container? The one out there?
Yeah.
No, no, no. It has to be. No, I have to. I know what I have to do, but I just have to get that up, and I have to get the mushrooms in it. Otherwise, I'm going to lose them. I only have about 5 days left. You're going to the doctor on Monday? Listen to that. The other one doesn't sound like a dog. Hey, George. That's really weird.
That's not the fire. That's a alien.
It does sound weird. There's a gruff bark. No, they're in the front. They're in our right by our front porch, front door.
I think it's Bella.
Look outside and see if they're still there, baby, please. Excuse me.
No, neither one were here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's ours.
Okay, so there's a good possibility if ours are gone, that they're out there, which means the sassies are close by. Remember I told you they like to detour them and take them someplace else? Hey, Sass, how are you? I think, Sarah, is that what you need at the end of each month, Sarah? Is you're always lacking about that amount of money? We'll see if we can't set something up so where you get it at the end of the month. I'm glad to hear that, Sass. And like I said, all the medicine I'm promising people I'm going to help them with, you guys just have to wait until they're ready. They're not ready yet. Like I said, I always leave mine a little longer. They're stronger. But you got to try them slow, one at a time. Make sure you're not allergic to them. And I won't send you anything that'll mess with medication that you're already taking. Remember I said, don't get off your medication. You know, doctor puts you on it, stay on it. If the stuff I give to you works and you're not allergic to it, then the doctor will know that there's a change and they will lower your medication. But don't just stop taking your medication. There's no such thing as the perfect tincture for nothing.
Well, that one for growing hair works really good.
Denny, stop.
More hair in my ears than I've ever had.
Out of different stuff, either coconut oil, jojoba oil, pine nut oil. I just heard something thrown. I use the little wax crystals. Yeah, Denny's in one of his moods. And I use a lot of stuff in my salves. It just depends on what I'm making. Martha says everything falls with age, Denny.
Huh?
Martha says everything falls with age.
It does, huh? What blows away in the wind these days. There's that alien.
Will you stop it? He's so bad. Yeah, I make all kinds of salves, and so it depends on what it's for, what I put in it. I make a black salve that's kind of like the black salve that's out there, but doesn't have all the ingredients. Because there's some that, the stuff that I like to use for different things, like if you have boils or acne or, athlete's foot or dry skin or eczema. I mean, there's tons that you can make. Yeah, I can make pulling salves, yeah. They're made with coconut oil. Lose it on your head and it grows in your ears. That's true, Martha. Then he's always pulling hair out of his ears.
Yeah, I'm going to quit doing it so I could just let it grow up and cover it over on the top.
Oh, stop. You sound like Matt. You guys haven't talked to each other, have you? Matt and Denny would get along famously. George!
Flashing lights again.
Yeah, well, you can also use apple cider vinegar and it'll get rid of them. Awesome, Sass. What are you putting in it? Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff out there. Like I said, I can't wait. I just hope that they do something tomorrow so my upload speed is a little bit better. This is ridiculous, 24 hours to upload a 15-minute video. They're crazy. It's just nuts. My phone lasts, you know, a pretty long time. And I can go out there. Like I said, Denny told me we should put up the camera where you guys watching us, you know, build the chicken coop. And I was like, oh, heck no. I'm sweating. We're climbing up and down. We're yelling at each other. Very good. Proud of you, Sass. Well, you know, when they were here, when that whole thing happened about the business account, you know. Oh, Martha. We went from, I mean, I uploaded that one video and it took me like 30 minutes and it went right through. And then when they switched it back to the residential, it said like 34 hours. I mean, it's nuts. And then they tell you that you have unlimited data, right? Unlimited. But yet if you go over 60, they slow your data down. And I said, you realize that the internet is free, right? These people make me nuts. They shouldn't charge you for that kind of stuff. Stars are coming out. Look at that. Ooh, I see some fireflies. You guys are going to see some fireflies. Yeah, it's crazy. Good, Cat. Good. Nice to see you, Cat. I hope you guys can make it on Friday, but don't stress yourself if you can't. We have raspberries, blackberries, hackberries. And I saw some red ones today that I couldn't identify, so I don't know if they're chokeberries. I have to really look at them to identify them. Got to make sure. There's grapes, yep. Wild grapes. Dang. Has anybody heard from Chev? Yeah, I made grape jam. It was good. I had the Concord. I had the white and the purple Concord grapes. And you should have seen me sitting at the table squishing those grapes out, but I made some jelly that was really good. I mean, they were all gone. Yeah, I need to see. He posted something today, I think. I don't know what happened to Brown Dwarf. I hope nothing happened to Brown Dwarf. Awesome, Ramona. Well, mine are still tiny. I won't get mine. Well, in the hothouse, I will have. By the end of the season, I will have I should have a nice, you know, garden. When we move the chicken coop, Denny's going to go in and till that area, and I'll plant my corn. Now, I can do late season corn. It's okay. And they'll die back, and I'll do it again next spring, but oh, they make the best jam. And people who drink, they make really, really good wine too. I tried the whole wine thing. That stuff just makes me sick. It's the nastiest tasting stuff on the planet. Ugh. Jesus said, Timothy, drink a little wine for thy stomach's sake. Yeah, well, I tried it. Cool. That's Bella and Tank. Means the big guy's got to be close by. How come I see no eye shine? Muscadine wine? Bella! Yeah, the resveratrol is really good for you, but again, everything in moderation, and if your system can handle it, and if you're not taking medications that mess with alcohol, it's still alcohol, you know? Oh, cool. Yeah, I love corn. Absolutely love corn. We actually bought 2 ears of corn from Walmart. We had to go into town, and last week when we bought steak, or a week before when we bought a steak. Gosh, we haven't had steak in so long. But anyways, we bought steak and 2 potatoes, baked potatoes, and 2 ears of corn. And then I put it on the fire out there on the fire pit. Brought it in, opened it up, and Denny opened up his corn and had a big old fat worm in it. I was like, what? Yeah, we gave everything away, Cat. I mean, literally, we gave everything away. You're funny, Ramona. He would die first. Uh, I already know you, Jamie. You won't do it. I'll get some grubs out here and make you guys eat it. We pray, Cat, that you're financially blessed, that your move is swift, eventless, and pleasant. Yeah. Maybe if we do the ground right, we'll get some diatomaceous earth back. The ground will be like it's supposed to. But I'm praying for you, Cat. I wish I was in a financial position to be able to help you guys out. Yeah, I've been there, trust me. Listen, what is offer up? What does that mean? I know, Jamie. I think this was a blessing from the Lord. I mean, it felt like a curse, but I know it was a blessing. At one point between the two of us, I know Denny was making over 6 figures, with my income and his income. He said I gave more stuff away than I should have, but I just couldn't help it, helping people when I was fixing their houses and stuff. But, oh, okay, thank you. But when our income dropped, it dropped not half, but to a third of what we were making before. And I mean, everything just went. I mean, just plummeted. Our credit scores dropped, what we could afford to buy, what we had already bought, we couldn't even afford to pay for. I mean, boy, it can go from day to night instantly, financially. But I think we learned a lesson. I think it was honestly, I think it was a blessing. I get to spend more time with Denny now here. And even though we're working hard, it won't be this way forever. Yeah. Help me find one, Martha. Boy, they took mine to court immediately. Yikes. Yeah. Here I am a nurse and I can't even go back to work. Not that I really want to go back to work. Because like I told you, I have a hard time passing out medication to people I know is going to kill them. You know, 'cause they already have problems. Not all medication's going to kill you, but I'm just saying. Well, we do too. We have 2 storage bins, and one of them's full, the other one's not. But we're getting those worked out too. And you'd be surprised the stuff we threw away and gave away. You know, I mean, like I said, we gave away almost everything. I know the kids started out with basically a brand new house full of really nice furniture and kitchen appliances, all the stupid stuff you buy because you think you really want it and you never use. Oh, cool. Yeah, everyone, let's say a quick prayer for, if you would say a quick prayer for Kat and Khaki in their move and their finances, for Shane and Sarah for their finances, everybody, for Jamie. Yeah, I know. But Lord, I ask you to bless these people here financially, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Give them a hand up, Father. Take some of the pressure off. Because I know a move is hard. When finances are low, it makes the struggle even harder. And I know it's easy to get down or caught up in it. And I know the joy of the Lord is in everyone that's on this channel. We have our ups and downs, but your joy sustains us. A weeping might be from the night, but joy comes in the morning. And I'm praying for that joy. Lift us up, Father. Keep us steady and strong in your word and in your might. And help us with those things that so easily beset us. Stand us, Father, firm, with our feet planted on the ground in you and under the shadow of your wings. Help us financially, and those that are hurting, Lord, I ask you to give them some relief. In Jesus' name. Yep, that's right. 2 or more are gathered. There he is in the midst of them. Asking anything of the Lord, if it be his will, he will do it. If it be his will. Oh, you don't have to be religious, Jamie. There's no religion here anyway. He will make your path straight. Yeah, we've hit that road before, Kat. So like I said, hon, I know exactly where you're at. Well, I can't say exactly because I'm not you, but I've been in that position, as you guys all know. Wow, I had 43 people here tonight. That is cool. Surprise, surprise, huh? Well, I guess I've been on long enough, guys. Like I said, I will go back to the live chats eventually, but... Tomorrow's going to be another long day. Tomorrow's Thursday? Yeah, we have a lot to do before Friday. I pray, Kat, you and Khaki are able to make it. You said Camaro can't make it now. But I'll be praying for you till things work out. Not so much that you are able to show up, you know, because that's up... Hey, Scotty. That's up to the Lord. But for you, Matt, not for us. Thy word is a lamp. I love that song. Anyways, I'll let you guys go. I will go ahead and get ready for bed. Not that I'll go to sleep, but I can rest somewhat for tomorrow. Try to get some stuff done. And try to get Mike on here. But Friday, night. Oh, cool, Jamie. Friday night, everybody should be here. We will try very hard to go live. It's pretty hard to go live in the front yard because I don't really get much signal there, but we'll see what happens. If not, we'll run to the back. And thank you very much for everybody that showed tonight and showed your support. I love you very much. I pray God blesses you abundantly, and I will see you soon. Look forward to the plantain. There's a lot of information on that. It's a longer video, so be prepared for that. It's a long video because there's a lot to say about plantain, and I have both the plantains in there. And so, you forgot to thumbs down? Dang. I've already been getting that. Anyways, good night, everybody. I love you. God bless you. And you have a blessed night. And I will see you soon. We'll do this again. I'll see you Friday. Love you all. Good night.